The 19-year-old suspect texted over a video, a graphic video, to the 15-year-old of this 19-year-old suspect engaged in sexual activity with another female. The text messages were sent over to us where it appears that the victim replied to the suspect that she didn't want to see that. This suspect then replied with a graphic sexual image of herself in a nude state or partially nude state. The victim again indicated to the suspect that she didn't want to see that content. Later that evening, or in the days thereafter, the victim reported that she was in bed asleep when she was awakened to the suspect crawling in bed with her and inappropriately touching her. She was able to break away, but soon thereafter she made an outcry to her dad, who then notified authorities. As I mentioned, though, this case was initially reported to the San Antonio Police Department, but the San Antonio Police Department, realizing that it was in Bexar County Sheriff's Office jurisdiction, transferred the case over to us, and our child safe investigators have been working on this recently, to the point where about a week ago, or a little over a week ago, we actually obtained a warrant for her arrest, for the suspect's arrest. During the course of the investigation, however, we found out that she had in fact moved to Dallas and was working in Dallas at a phone center of some sort. So we lured her back to San Antonio under the pretenses that we needed to speak to her about something unrelated. She made contact with the investigator today, and she was promptly placed under arrest for those warrants, and she is now being booked into the South Tower booking facility for us. Now, the significance of this case, of course, is that this is what was described to us as the suspect sharing inappropriate content with the victim, followed by physical touching. It's pretty indicative of these cases that we see. That is what we know in our circles, in our world, as grooming behavior. Unfortunately, it's something that's very common in cases involving child indecency, child sexual offenses. What we will see is kind of a feeling out period, where many times the grooming behavior consists of the suspect sharing inappropriate content with the victim just to see what kind of reaction they get. It's kind of put out there as bait to see what sort of a reaction they'll get, and then of course it's followed up with inappropriate activity, physical touching. In some instances we've seen, not in this case in particular, but in some instances we've seen that during this grooming period the victim or the suspect will actually shower gifts upon the victim or take them places. So any number of tactics that can be used by suspects that are hoping to exploit children sexually, this of course being pretty indicative of that. So I would ask anybody that has information on a child being exploited in such a manner, even if it has not yet gotten to the point where there's sexual exploitation or sexual contact, please give us a call. 210-335-6000. You can also email us at bcsotips@bear.org. Esta tarde nosotros arrestamos esta sospechosa, Amris Celeste Vázquez, 19 años de edad. Se aparenta que en octubre ella estaba cuidando la víctima, una niña de 15 años de edad, cuando esta sospechosa, le mandó a la víctima un video con esta sospechosa teniendo sexo oralmente con otra mujer. Se aparenta que la niña de 15 años le dijo a la sospechosa que no quería ver esos videos. La sospechosa después de eso le mandó una foto de la sospechosa desnuda, parcialmente desnuda. Ya esa noche o en los días que pasaron, la niña, la víctima, estaba dormida cuando ella reporta que la sospechosa se metió a la cama con ella y luego empezó a tocarla indecentemente. Ya la niña le dio la queja a su padre. Ellos reportaron el asalto al Departamento de Policía de San Antonio. Ellos nos hablaron a nosotros y nosotros, nuestro investigador de Child Safe, empezó la investigación. Ya nosotros hace una semana o dos donde nosotros aplicamos por una orden de arresto para la sospechosa, pero se aparenta que ella se movió a Dallas. Nosotros obviamente la tuvimos que traer para acá. Que le dijimos que queríamos hablar con ella tocante otra investigación. Ella, cuando vino para acá para hablar con el detective, la arrestamos y ahorita está en nuestra cárcel. Any questions?
Sheriff, you say that the 15-year-old victim was left in her care. Was it she acting as a nanny? Was she living at the house?
So my understanding is that she's been kind of a part of the family for a while, and so I asked the same thing: is just being that they're in such a close age to each other, is it really, is there a need to have a 15-year-old being watched over by a 19-year-old? But apparently, she's the 15-year-old for several years now has been left in the care of the 19-year-old. So I don't think it was that weird or inappropriate. It's just that at this point, it took a turn.
She's known her for a while.
She's known her for a while. She's been known to the family for a while.
And they're not she's not family members?
I don't believe that they're family members. Now, in an interesting twist, I was just speaking to the investigator before I came in, and I asked if we knew who the other woman in the pornographic video was. He says that he's actually finding out that may actually also be a child victim. Younger than a non-adult, an older teenager, but a non-adult. And so that is certainly something that we're going to be investigating. So we would, again, ask anybody that may have known this person and feels like they may have been in a video with her, please give us a call, 210-335-6000, or you can also email us at bcsotips@bear.org.
¿Cuánto tiempo trabajó en la casa?
Nosotros sabemos que tiene varios años de ser conocida de la familia de la víctima. No sé cuántos años, pero sí sé que son varios años que ella la conocen.
Sorry, just to clarify.
Of course.
She actually lived in the house, or she was just frequenting there?
No, I don't know that she physically lived with them. I think that she was just there so often that she was considered a part of the family. No other questions?
She didn't do anything with her, right?
Well, I think she intended to. I think the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back with this young lady was later that evening, or in a few days after, she was in bed and she woke up to the suspect crawling in bed with her and touching her inappropriately. That was when she decided to go ahead and make the report. As it turns out, she absolutely did the right thing. So I applaud her for her bravery and letting her dad know about it, and then the dad doing the right thing and letting law enforcement know about it.
¿A qué se enfrenta Salazar?
Ella se enfrenta con dos cargos, una felonía y otro delito más menor, displaying harmful matter to a minor, el delito menor, y luego indecencia con un niño por contacto. Esa es una felonía del segundo grado.
Sheriff, do you believe that she had been molested, like previous years since she was around?
I mean, are you talking about the suspect? If she had a background? I mean, I don't know. I don't have any information to indicate that at this point. I mean, it's not uncommon for us to find out that the suspects in a case at some point were a victim, and that's certainly a possibility. But with that being said, there's plenty of, and I know that's not what you're saying, but with that being said, a suspect that has this sort of a background of having been victimized, they know all too well that the pain that can cause to a young victim, and so we would certainly urge people to get help. If you know that that's a situation you've been in and you don't want to become someone that perpetuates that sort of activity on somebody else, just remember the pain that it caused you, and please don't cause anybody else to go through that pain. Reach out and get help. And again, we've got resources available that if somebody has anything that they want help with, getting something off their chest or asking for help, by all means, you can also call us at that same number, 210-335-6000.
Does she have any priors?
I don't believe she's got any priors at this point. But again, we do want to find out who that other female is, and if we're able to verify that if indeed that is a child, it's a possibility that the suspect will face additional charges as well.
I know you said you lured her in.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk about how you lured her in.
Sure. The investigator in the case just told her that he had something important that he wanted to talk to her about. Unrelated to, obviously didn't tell her she was a suspect in anything, but once she indicated that she was interested in talking to us, he waited and made an appointment with her, and when she came in to talk about the unrelated matter, he took her into custody for these warrants.
And she was willing to, she admitted, I guess, to everything?
I don't know to what extent we got admissions from her, but I do know that there were some admissions made. Okay, thank you all so much. Be safe.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Sheriff.
And if you want to turn on your airdrop, I can airdrop you guys everything.
The purple one?
Yeah, purple one